This El Paso History TV program is underwritten in part by the Hunt Family Foundation, an El Paso charitable trust that supports our local community, with the support of the City of El Paso's Museums and Cultural Affairs Department, and by the Pioneer Association of El Paso, Texas.
Christ the King on the cross reminds all travelers they are not lost.
This is Mount Cristo Rey in southern New Mexico. Now at nearly 1 mile above sea level, there's a 29-foot figure of Christ the Redeemer, the risen Christ, constructed by the people from El Paso Smelter Town.
The Catholic shrine was the vision of Father Lourdes Costa, a priest in Smelter Town in the mid-1930s. He hired a Spanish sculptor, Urbici Soler, to create the Christ figure. Soler worked on the statue for years while volunteers constructed the road up the mountain. Men labored for years clearing rock and debris up the 2.5-mile road. Funds were raised to purchase the much-needed supplies, including dynamite. Even earlier, wood and metal crosses were placed atop the mountain, and the faithful climbed the mountain to pray. As the artist Urbici Soler worked on the Christ figure, partially carved limestone blocks were brought to the site by rail car, then taken up the narrow road by tractor. He worked month after month using hand and power tools and ultimately finished the figure high atop the mountain.
The statue of Christ was dedicated in 1940 by the El Paso Diocese, which included this part of southern New Mexico at the time. Cardinals and bishops from all over the world arrived to help celebrate the completion of this most unique shrine, which is right on the border with Mexico.
Hiking Mount Cristo Rey is an annual tradition for thousands. The biggest pilgrimage takes place in the fall for the Feast of Christ the King on the last Sunday of October. As many as 25,000 people will climb the mountain that day.
During the annual pilgrimages, worshippers hike the 2.5-mile trail, stopping at the Stations of the Cross and shrines along the way. Catholic bishops celebrate Mass at the top, and the faithful light prayer candles at the base of the statue. From sunrise to sunset, there is a steady stream of visitors.
Mount Cristo Rey means a lot to many Catholics and Protestants as well. We get visitors from all over the world. And now that the Escargot stacks are gone, Mount Cristo Rey is the dominant icon on El Paso's west side. The statue faces due east, looking at Smelter Town and El Paso.
In geologic terms, Mount Cristo Rey got its start about 45 million years ago, when a core of molten magma pushed up an ancient seabed. Over the eons, that core has eroded away, leaving what we see today, an unmatched home for a figure of the Christ.
Around the base of Mount Cristo Rey, geologists have found fossils and dinosaur tracks that date back 100 million years. I'm Bernie Sargent for El Paso History TV on ABC7.
This El Paso History TV program is underwritten in part by the Hunt Family Foundation, an El Paso charitable trust that supports our local community, with the support of the City of El Paso's Museums and Cultural Affairs Department, and by the Pioneer Association of El Paso, Texas.